All right, y'all, I'm back. Peace, 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 peace. You already know. I guess this is part two of the first episode, you know, before you do something. I concluded the first segment speaking about what happened to you. Yeah. Not what's wrong with you, right? Our children are suffering. They're feeling unappreciated. The parents are traumatized. The school systems are failing them. Their friends or so-called friends are pushing them to do things that will completely alter the course of their life. And they don't feel like they have anybody they can trust in. And I'm just telling you what my experiences are with the kids, right? Because wherever I go, children are not my problem. I have so many babies. I'm gonna tell you, I got so many of them. And I would like to do the roll call, but I can't right now. But what I am going to do, and I promised them this, and this is why I'm here now. I'm going to use my voice in a way to keep them encouraged, to keep them motivated, and let them know that until they get their voice up, I got them. But Prince is not going to be here forever. This is going to live beyond me, right? You know, my time, I ain't saying it's over yet, but the days in front of me are a lot shorter than the ones behind me, right? And because I spent so much time incarcerated, I wasted a majority part of my life trying to figure out what I was supposed to be doing. So what we want to do is take some of these topics, right? And as we go, we're going to break these things down and have a conversation with the young people without trying to tell them what they need, but open up your ears to listen to their concerns and then figure out the best approach to getting them the help and the resources to change their course. We are not into changing people. That's not how I feel. What we're into is listening with an empathetic ear and an understanding heart with the hopes that that person can self-save. They can save themselves because their greatest enemy is their ignorance to themselves. I don't have a whole lot of letters behind my name. I ain't tripping on that either, right? I didn't graduate from college. I did get my GED and some vocational training and some cognitive training throughout my prison experience. But I don't have bachelor's degrees, associate's degrees, master degrees, doctorate degrees. And I'm not taking no shot at those things. Those are wonderful things because in order to be able to do that, that takes a lot of commitment and sacrifice. So shout out to all the scholars of the world. But I think about it like this, right? What's the value of a person's education, right? And it can't connect with the human families and the population of the planet, all right? I don't ever want to acquire knowledge that separates me from my people. I don't ever want to be in a social circle with a group of individuals who feel like they got it all together and look at them over there. Because those them over there will be your worstest nightmare. Yeah. Them over there, you're going to be confronted with them. I gave my babies this mental health formula that I came up with after someone that's close to me committed suicide, right? And it was a simple formula in understanding, but has a profound impact, which is going to be one of the conversations that we have, right? And it's called, well, the formula goes like this, right? It's N plus S equals. Now, the reason why I think that is essential to have this conversation earlier in this channel is because the N represents the neglect. People are being neglected, right? And when you are neglected, you start to feeling, once again, going down that road, the negative emotions of no one wants me, I'm depressed, I'm angry, I'm fearful, I got anxiety, all of these same things, right? But here's the difference. If you are being neglected, plus being S, which is silent about the neglect, that can equal a whole lot of complications in the life of an individual. Because my neglect plus my silence could equal alcoholism. Your neglect plus your silence could equal drug addiction. The next person's neglect plus silence could equal violence. Another individual's neglect plus silence could equal suicide. Another person's neglect plus silence could equal overeating. Neglect plus silence could equal unprotected sex. Neglect plus silence could equal you giving up on yourself. And when I go into these detention centers, you know what I tell my babies? I say, yo, I don't care what's going on in your life. I don't care how much time you're facing, right? Because just for the record, my last prison sentence, I had life plus 80 years. So let me tell y'all that again. I had life plus 80 years. And I was a second-time offender. And I came home after doing 2.5 years, and I stayed home for 6 months, and I went back for a 25-mile trip. All right? So I tell them, I said, listen, I don't care what's going on in your life. Under no circumstances are you to give up on yourself. Your mom's is not in your life? Okay, don't give up on yourself. Your dad don't want anything to do with you? Okay, don't give up on yourself. Schools are failing you in the educational system? Okay, don't give up on yourself. You got to find some real education. And the real education going to be rooted in the fact that you need to know your strengths and your weaknesses. And then you can't be afraid to talk about the issues that you find yourself confronted with. Because if you're being silent about what's happening in your life, how do you expect somebody to reach you? Here's an example. I gave my kids this in regards to this little device right here. Everybody know what this is, you know, right? Look at the Jordan Jane. I said, look, yo, GPS on the phone, right? GPS. I said, when we use GPS, we are looking for the destination, how to find the place that we want to go to, right? Now, stay with me. Neglect plus silence. Now, the beauty of GPS is when you put in your destination, right? It shows you where you are located at first in relation to where it is that you want to go, right? I'm here, but I'm trying to get over here, all right? Then it tells us, it says, how long it's going to take. That's going to be the time factor, right? And then it talks about the distance that you have to travel in order to get there, right? And then if you get on Waze, it'll let you know if the police are on the highway or being able to identify with law enforcement just in case you might get a little heavier foot. You feel me? So how much so with human beings? How are we going to reach you or get to your destination if we don't know what your location is? If pain, trauma, and fear have paralyzed you in your life and you've got stuck in the things that you've been through without understanding that that was just something that you were going through, that's not who you are. So now you have to be open, you have to be honest. But now, here comes the other problem. Who do you trust with these feelings? Because we've been betrayed by so many people in the past that we don't know how to trust anymore. Had a friend of mine told me one time in prison, he said, Prince, just because I've been betrayed don't mean I ain't gonna never trust again. And when he said it, I was like, wow. Because betrayal will make you clam up. Don't make you want to talk to nobody. You know what I mean? Make you fearful and stuff. So just know that if you want somebody to be able to reach you and whatever's going on with you at this particular moment, you have to be open and you have to be honest. Not with, you have to establish the trust, because I ain't just telling you to go dump it on anybody, but you know when you're in the presence of the right one. You know it, because you can feel it. I tell my babies this right here, and shout out to Lord Colleen for this jewel from years, months, and days ago. I always ask them, I say, yo, man, y'all know who the biggest snitch in life is? Right? Now, we ain't committing crime, so I want you to understand it from this perspective. I say, you know who the biggest snitch in life is? And he asked me that, and I was like, I started thinking. And he said, the answer that I gave him at that particular time, because I completely understand it now on a whole nother level, he said, no, bro. He said, time. He said, time is the biggest snitch. He said, because time is going to tell you what's real and what's fake. Right now, it's time. It's my time. And I say my time, it's my time to do something for the kids so I can be able to expand my reach. So that when I go to these facilities and to these organizations that say they want to do the work with the so-called troubled youth, I'm like, yo, well, who you think you're speaking to? Because that is me. Was me, gonna always be me. Not that I'm committing crimes, but I'm saying I'm from that demographic. I'll never forget my roots. I'll never forget where I came from. I ain't gonna get so blinded by the lights, right, that I forgot what this journey is about. Because a lot of the men that I served time with, their children are now filling up these detention centers. Their children are now coming to the penitentiary, walking the yard with them, sharing their cells with them. This is what's happening. And if someone thinks that that's cool, then you might be the problem. I got a simple formula for dealing with things when I leave outside the house, right? Because you never know what you're going to be subjected to. You never know who you're going to run into, but you always have to think about this. Well, at least this is what I do. And I tell my babies, I say, look, yo, everybody just want to make it home. You feel me? Just want you to make it home. And if you don't want to stop somebody from making it home, then you very well may be the problem. I want to make it home. You need to make it home. So let's exercise some patience and some understanding as we maneuver through the obstacles that are being thrown at us. Is it going to be easy? No. Is it going to require communication? Yes. Because a lot of us don't know how to communicate. Like, I used to shut down a lot. And I guess to a degree I do still in regards to situations, right? And when I say shut down, not that I'm not present to the thing that's going on, but I don't need all the extra unnecessary stuff in regards to the things that's going on with me. So what I feel like, if you don't want to be a part of my cipher, peace, man, I'm cool. I am not tripping. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be mad at you. I'm not going to sit around and have negative conversations about you, because that ain't what I do. You know, if we don't make it in our journey, and guess what, yo? Man, peace be on yours. Still make it home. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, December of 2021 started my journey changed. You know, this is the month that I lost my mother. And when I lost my mother, I was in a dark space, and I had to figure some stuff out, and I'm still figuring it out. But what I realized about me is that I have resilience, I have determination, and that as long as I stay around young people, I'm going to be okay. So to my youngins, we got about 5 more minutes left on this one here. I want to say y'all this right here, okay? These last 5 minutes, I just want y'all to think about this, man. I want you to think about you, right? I want you to think about what your future looks like, right? I want you to think about what your presence is and what your past used to be. And then I want you to realize that all of those things are intertwined. Your past, you can't change it, right? You have to grow and learn from it. Your presence or your present is a direct result of how you think about yourself in this moment. Your future is going to be determined by what you do in your present. Do you want to continue down the same path of suffering? You want to go down the same path of fear, of lying, or sitting inside of a cell until it becomes your coffin? And I asked my babies this. I said, yo, do you know how you take a cell and turn it into a coffin? And when I say it, they kind of get it a little bit, but I think they get it now. I said the easiest way to take a cell and turn it into a coffin is by continuing down the path that you're traveling right now. If you don't change your decision making, right? Meaning that first you got to ask yourself, what's shaping my thinking? What's influencing me? Why do I make the decisions that I make? If your source of information is your phone, beautiful thing, sort of like an encyclopedia for life, but everything that come off the phone ain't genuine, right? Just like you know that some people that be on social media be capping, ain't genuine. But that ain't the conversation that I want to have, because whether you real with yourself or not ain't going to impact me or not, because I'm going to continue to live the way I know I'm supposed to live, with some integrity, right? Because when you get into them pressure situations, you know, everybody a G until the pressure gets on, right? It's okay. I'm going to just be a P. Get it? I'm going to be a P, because I'm going to be Prince. I'm going to be Prince in the morning, be Prince in the evening, I'm going to be Prince at night. And that means I'm always in the process of evolving and growing. And this is what I'm telling you youngins. Before you do something, right? Before you make a decision that's going to impact you for the rest of your life, I want you to reach out and find you a P, right? Find you a Jamon. Find you a Miss Laura. Find you somebody, right, that can slow you down. It took me about maybe nothing less than 5 minutes to commit the crime that sent me to prison for 25 years. But think about that. 5 minutes of activity turned into 25 years of incarceration. Now, I'm a student of mathematics, and that just don't add up. And not only did it cost me 25 years, the loss that I suffered as a result of that, I missed out on being able to raise my child. So I'm doing this for the young people because I didn't have a chance to do it with my own daughter, all right? I had to forgive myself for being absent in her life. So when I talk to the young people, in a lot of ways, and I hate to use the word practice, but I never got a chance to be a father to her at these different degrees that these kids are now. And the reason why I didn't, because I was sitting in a cell trying to turn it into a coffin. We got work to do, y'all. We got some topics coming, and we're going to figure out how to make this thing better. Only thing I know is that I got to start talking. I got to start building. And I'm going to build the way y'all know that I'm going to build. And I'm going to encourage you, and I'm going to challenge you to just be the best version of yourself that you can be. And on the days when you're not feeling it, guess what? That's okay too, y'all. You don't have to be good every day. But the days that you're not good, then let me be the strength before you do something stupid that's going to greatly impact your future. And on the days when I'm not feeling it, I need you to do the exact same thing for me, all right? I appreciate y'all for just allowing me to be in this space. And like I said, this is just a start. Right now it's white background. My baby told me I need to make it interactive, and I guess we'll get to that then. So until next time, man, y'all be at peace, man. Remember, I love y'all. I'm out of here. Peace.